live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Bringing you the news from Sri Lanka and across the world, it's your national news broadcast on LPL Rupavahini Corporation. My name is Siobhan Pereira.
And I am Sutami Jaratna. Now let's take a look at today's headlines.
Former IGP C.D. Vikramaratne dies of gunshot injuries. 2 special police teams investigating the incident. LPL cricket tournament begins today. All matches telecast live on ChannelEye. The President instructs the officials to focus prime attention to vocational education sector in future educational plans. Dengue control programs underway around the clock in 11 districts. Third period of the Kataragama Asana festival is parading the streets. A large number of devotees in Padayatra arrived in Kataragama today as well. Steps taken to use I-Ward complex in the Rambukkana General Hospital in a more efficient manner. The US-Iran conflict heightens. Strait of Hormuz closed.
In your top story tonight, 2 special police teams have been deployed to investigate the death of former IGP C.D. Vikramaratne at his residence with gunshot injuries.
Police media spokesman Assistant Superintendent of Police F.U. Wootler stated that the investigation and the post-mortem examination into the incident is being further carried out. An information was received to the Malabe police station that former IGP C.D. Vikramaratne was injured by a shooting at his residence and later he succumbed to his injuries upon admittance to Colombo East Teaching Hospital. Then the police started investigations into the incident and Judicial Medical Officer of the hospital Sampath Wijeratne examined the body of former IGP C.D. Vikramaratne. His body is now lying at the Colombo East Teaching Hospital. The Crime Division of the Western Province South Division and Malabe Police Station are conducting further investigation. He joined Sri Lanka Police Department in year 1986 as an Assistant Superintendent of Police. In 2019, he was appointed as the acting IGP. From November 2020 to November 2023, he carried out duties as the 35th IGP in Sri Lanka until his retirement. Before that, he was the senior DIG in charge of the Southern Province. Following the Easter Sunday attacks, he acted to coordinate security forces and intelligence services. It is significant that he rendered his service during the COVID-19 pandemic era. Lanka Premier League T20 cricket tournament kicked off today in grand manner.
Now the tournament will be held until the 8th of August. All the matches of the tournament are live telecast through ChannelEye of the national television channel.
Good evening, Sri Lanka! A very good evening, cricket fans, everybody! Ladies and gentlemen, representing Sri Lanka's vibrant commercial cabin, carrying the hopes of thousands of passionate supporters. And then let's make some noise, representing the cultural...
The tournament has been organized for the 6th occasion this year. The opening ceremony of the tournament was held colorfully with a number of events. Then the championship trophy was officially launched. Sports Minister Sunil Kumar Gamage, Chairman of the Sri Lanka Cricket Transformation Committee Iran Vikramaratne, Secretary Prakash Shafter, Chief Executive Officer Ashley De Silva and LPL Tournament Director Samantha Dodangala were present at this occasion. The players of the 5 teams that take part in the tournament were also joined at this occasion. The teams are Colombo Caps, Tambula Sixers, Gaul Gallants, Jaffna Kings and Kandy Royals.
It's the battle of the champion. It's the glory of the nation. It's a celebration. It's a revolution. You can feel it in the air. से तुझे देखा तेरा हो गया दिल मेरा बेवफा हो गया जब से तुझे देखा तेरा हो गया
Rung 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 bamara malpare amal ke kula koi anne danam thamena dingak lang wenna tehitula gum 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 hita gehuna tenta dinana hita gaddiya kolang karala nume menikha.
A drone show was also held, making the opening ceremony more colorful.
Those wonderful photos. Wow. Let's see what it is. Let's make some noise, Sri Lanka.
24 matches are included in this tournament, and the opening match is being played at the SSC grounds in Colombo. Jaffna Kings, captained by Bhanuka Rajapaksa, and Dasun Chanaka's Gall Gallants are competing in this encounter. Winning the toss, Jaffna Kings invited the opponents to bat first. Gall Gallants were 123 runs for the loss of 3 wickets in 15 overs a short while ago.
President Anura Kumara Dissanayake stresses that the prime attention should be focused to strengthening the vocational education sector in the country in line with the new educational reforms. The President stated that he is ready to allocate required funds for the 2027 budget. The President made these remarks joining a progress review meeting of the project implemented under the budget allocation relevant to the Ministry of Education, Higher Education and Vocational Education, and a pre-budget discussion this morning. It was held at the President's office. The budget 2026 has allocated a sum of 303 billion rupees to the Ministry of Education. Out of that amount, a sum of 660 billion rupees has been set aside for general education. The amount allocated higher education is 122 billion rupees, while another 20 billion rupees have been allocated for vocational education. Progress of the projects implemented under 3 funds, future plans and grant needed for next year were deeply discussed at this meeting. The President also stressed the need to spend the budget allocation with properly identifying the national needs and priorities. A capital expenditure of 8 billion rupees has been allocated for vocational education this year. It was revealed that 57,959 students have been admitted to 310 state vocational training institutes during the last 2 quarters. It was also deeply discussed the necessity to increase the monthly allowance paid to students with special needs and to increase the allowance paid to the student teachers at national colleges of education. At this meeting, officials informed the President over the problems existing in the current students' insurance scheme. An investigation of 382 billion rupees is scheduled to be made for the progress of education sector during the period of 2027 to 2031. They also discussed the progress digital transformation project that is scheduled under these funds. It was also revealed that a sum of 1.9 billion rupees have been allocated and necessary preparations have been made to reconstruct 20 schools and national colleges of education which were affected by the cyclone Ditwa. They also agreed to further discuss the teaching and non-academic staff and their salaries anomalies. It is expected to provide solutions for these problems through a special commission.
The writ petition filed by former Director of the State Intelligence Service Suresh Saleh was summoned for hearing before the Court of Appeal. It was summoned before a panel of judges including Chairman of the Appeal Court Rohantha Abe Surya and Priyantha Fernando. Suresh Saleh has filed this writ petition challenging his arrest and detention under the Prevention of Terrorism Act in connection with the investigations of Easter Sunday attacks. The President's counsel appeared for the petitioner told the appeal court that a Janak De Silva Commission report had mentioned that a list of 129 names of National Tawhid Jamaat organization, including Zaharan Hashim, has been directed to the Criminal Investigation Department by the State Intelligence Service. The President's counsel added that these suspects had undergone training in some countries like Syria and Turkey. After considering these facts, the appeal court postponed the consideration of the petition up to the 21st of this month. The case filed against former President Mahinda Rajapaksa's son Yoshita Rajapaksa under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act was resummoned for hearing today. This case has been filed under the charge of committing an offence under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act by purchasing 5 blocks of land in Dehiwala and Ratmalana areas worth over 73 million rupees. Appearing for the petitioner, Deputy Solicitor General Janaka Bandara directed the recording of evidence from the witnesses. Later, the recording of evidence was postponed to the 24th of this month. Colombo Magistrates Court ordered 3 remanded suspects including Rakita Rajapaksa and Charitabe Singha to be further remanded until the 28th of this month. The order was given when the relevant case was summoned today for hearing before the Colombo Magistrate Asanga S. Kataragama. The suspects have been arrested and remanded under a charge of soliciting a bribe.
Meanwhile, a special dengue control operation is being implemented in 63 high-risk dengue zones. The program, coordinated by Clean Sri Lanka program, is expected to be implemented for 26 days.
73,455 dengue patients have been reported so far from the island. In the month of July alone, 18,076 dengue patients were identified. 50 deaths have also been reported. Western Province leads in the number of dengue patients, which is 38,700. The highest number of 15,341 patients were detected from Gampaha district. Accordingly, special dengue control programs are being implemented, focusing the Western Province. Dr. Kapila Kanangara, acting director of the National Dengue Control Unit, stated that among the deceased patients, there were 35 women and 15 men, noting that 5 of them were children under the age of 15. He explained that this probability arises because of majority of the patients are women, making them the most vulnerable group. He further mentioned that out of the program stated the previous day, 13,027 premises have been inspected, with the potential dengue mosquito breeding site identified in 3,142 premises. Among them, larvae of Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus mosquito species were found in 420 premises. He added that immediate necessary actions had been taken in 2,233 premises, red notices had been issued to 329 premises, and legal actions had been initiated against 146 premises. Another dengue control program was held yesterday at the Ruhunupura Koswatta. It was organized by the Battaramulla MOH office and assisted by the officials of the Sri Lanka Army and Police. Steps were taken to file cases against owners of the locations where mosquitoes' larvae were found. Casbawa Municipal Council has taken steps to install 4G camera systems in order to take legal actions against persons who dump garbage in a disorderly manner. Chairman of the Municipal Council Chamara Madhuma Kaluge and parliamentarian Lakshman Nipunarachi inspected the camera system. The camera system has been installed in a manner enabling to monitor from the main office of the Municipal Council. A march was held from Peradeniya town to Kadugannawa on the Colombo Kandy main road to enlighten the public in the wake of the high dengue risk in Kandy district. The march was organized by the state and local government officials of Yatinuwara Divisional Secretariat Division, police, health sectors and residents of the area. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa says a 24 continuous cleaning program is being conducted in 11 districts regarding the spread of dengue. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa stated that the ability to control dengue could only be achieved by continuously conducting dengue suppression programs for several consecutive weeks. Accordingly, he mentioned that these operations were being specially launched in 11 identified districts. He noted that public cooperation was being received and that under the supervision of the Ministry of Health, these operations were being carried out everywhere with the support of the security forces, including the tree forces, the police and the civil security department. He further stated that their MOH and PHI teams were deployed 24 hours a day for this purpose. Furthermore, as he had previously mentioned, the danger could persist until mid-August and therefore they must work to reduce the number of patients. Finally, he assured that necessary medical treatment was being provided to hospitalized patients.
The third day festival of the Kataragama Asala Festival is now parading the streets. The national television is the official media sponsor for this event. The Perahera left the Kataragama Mahadevalaya and arrived at the Valli Mata Devalaya and achieved the traditional rituals there. Then the Perahera proceeded back to the Kataragama Mahadevalaya. A large number of devotees have gathered in the sacred site to view the Perahera today.
According to the reports, the number of devotees arriving in the Padayatra for the historic Ruhunu Kataragama festival has been increased. Since the 10th of this month, more than 35,000 persons have joined the Padayatra from Kumana National Park by the evening today. Emphasizing the values of the social well-being and humanity, the CBSL Lanka Soy Manusat Satkarya welfare program has stepped forward to support the devotees participating in the annual Kataragama Padayatra foot pilgrimage for the year 2026. As thousands of pilgrims undertake the exceptionally arduous journey from the northern and eastern provinces, this initiative is primarily focusing on providing clean drinking water and a fundamental human necessity that is critically scarce along the difficult terrain of the route. To address this challenge, the program has deployed water tankers and distribution stations to keep the travelers hydrated. The 57 Sea Ranger helicopters received from the United States have already been deployed for the pilot training by the Sri Lanka Air Force.
Now, the TH-57 aircraft are expected to significantly strengthen the Air Force helicopter training capability while supporting the wider range of future operational missions.
Next to me is the newest addition to the Sri Lankan Air Force. The TH-57 Sea Ranger helicopter is currently the only helicopter in the Sri Lankan Air Force fleet equipped with instrument flight training. The TH-57 helicopter is one of the most advanced training aircraft models belonging to the Bell 206 helicopter family. The US Navy has previously used these to train their own pilots.
These helicopters were used for naval purpose in United States of America. We will be using these helicopters training of newly conversion of the pilots. These helicopters is essential and it will be enhancing the training performance of Sri Lanka Air Force. When we're talking about the capabilities of these helicopters, these are reliable on instrument flying as well as the new technologies and avionics will enhance and it will create more learning environment for the new pilots.
In addition to pilot training, the TH-57 can also support surveillance, search and rescue, disaster response and other utility missions, enhancing the Air Force's overall operational readiness while expanding its capacity to prepare aircrew for future national and international responsibilities.
TH-57 helicopters is mainly using for the helicopter pilot training. So compared to our other training helicopters, this training helicopter is consisting with a lot of modern systems, including with autopilot system, instrument flight system. So likewise with those upgraded systems, helicopter pilots got opportunities to increase their efficiency, their flying capability through this helicopter.
4 out of the 10 helicopters have already been attached to Sri Lanka Air Force No. 7 Helicopter Squadron, which is in charge of basic helicopter pilot training.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya emphasizes rearing pets is one of the main aspects of the culture and it is the responsibility of all to safeguard the lives of street animals also. She made this observation at the inaugural function of Pet Expo exhibition today held at the BMICH in Colombo. The exhibition has been organized by the Sri Lanka Pet Veterinary Surgeons Association. The Prime Minister inspected the Aloka exhibition cell reserved in the exhibition ground in order to raise awareness in society regarding the safety and welfare of street animals. A street puppy was officially handed over to an applicant for caring on this occasion. The Prime Minister, Dr. Harini Amarasuriya, stated that she lived near a temple where people frequently abandoned kittens and puppies. She requested that everyone pay attention to street animals just as they did to pets at home. She mentioned a recent incident where Sri Lanka gained global recognition due to the bond between a young girl from Polonnaruwa and a Lanka. She believed that this demonstrated the significance of such relationships in children's lives. Furthermore, she noted that fostering coexistence and responsibility with pets was a practical way to instill empathy, love and kindness in children. The Prime Minister expressed her desire to establish a culture of pet care within schools and childcare environments from an early age, which she felt would help. The 25th anniversary celebration of Sri Lanka Human Resources Professionals Association was held under the guidance of Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya in Colombo yesterday. The Prime Minister pointed out that this lifelong education, human capital development and cooperative leadership is necessary for long-term economic transformation of Sri Lanka.
Meanwhile, the government has taken measures to use the 4-storied eye ward complex of the Rambukkana Provincial Hospital for eye treatment productively. A special discussion in this regard was held at the hospital premises today under the patronage of Minister Dr. Nalintha Jayatissa. The aim of this move is to ease the congestion of the waiting list of the cataract operations without delay. This will benefit such patients in the Kegol district and surrounding areas. At this discussion, attention was focused to develop the 4-storied eye ward complex of the Rambukkana Hospital as a full-time special eye surgery center. According to the official data, 6,590 cataract patients in the Kegol district are in waiting lists for cataract operations. The minister inspected the eye surgery theatres and ward complex located in the 4-storied eye ward complex. Minister Dr. Nalintha Jayatissa said that changing administrative, technical and operational structures to provide better facilities for patients had become their responsibility and that it was their target. He mentioned that under the available facilities, eye specialists currently stationed in Kegol, Mavanalla and Varakapula visited the location to provide services. He further noted that the staff of the divisional hospital along with other eye doctors and specialists had joined together to serve the public.
Attention has been focused towards strengthening commercial relations and marine safety cooperation between the US and Sri Lanka. A special discussion in this regard was held recently between the Secretary to Political Affairs in the US State Department, Alison M. Hooker, and the Sri Lankan Ambassador in the US, Mahinda Samarasinghe. The discussion was held during the cordial meeting held on the occasion of handing over volume Enduring Friendship to the Government of the United States of America, which includes unique occasions in diplomatic relations between the two countries during the history of 250 years. The ambassador has pointed out that the US paid attention towards the commercial relations between the two countries and strengthening marine safety. She also hailed the diplomatic leadership shown by Mahinda Samarasinghe during a crucial period.
Dr. Semi Lutfo Thargut, Ambassador of the Republic of Turkey to Sri Lanka and the Maldives, delivered a special commemorative lecture to students of the Bandaranaike International Diplomatic Training Institute on the 10th anniversary of the third coup attempt in Turkey. During the lecture, Ambassador Thargut delivered a special speech on the evolving vision to Turkish foreign policy, and the third secretary, Rumeysa Aksin, explained the complexity of the failed coup attempt. Furthermore, Ambassador Thargut shared personal insights into the resilience of the Turkish people, highlighting how the nation came together to defend democracy and rule of law. The session encouraged strengthening Turkish-Sri Lanka relationships and discussed the precautions of the coup attempt. Photos documenting the dramatic events of the coup attempt were also displayed at the venue. Thousands of Turkish citizens took the streets to defend their democratically elected government. The violent coup attempt was orchestrated by the Fethullah's terrorist organization, which Turkey recognizes as a terrorist organization.
And that was a look at your news here at Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira, together with Situme Jayaratna. Wish you a pleasant evening and a great weekend ahead. Take care.